Hello, buddy, and welcome. Kind of back to Let's Play Ice Age 2 The Meltdown. Essentially, this is the bonus episode. We collected all the nuts, so we get to see all the bonus features. So essentially, this is just going to be us sitting here and watching through all these. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this. If I do, well, then this video is not going to happen. But either way, I'm just going to shut up and let these play. I might talk in between them or something, but we'll see.
I always felt that Manny was the main character. He's got the deepest backstory, and, you know, before they do anything, Manny has to decide that's what's going to happen. But I've also always identified, obviously, with the Scrat. I mean, the Scrat's a character we made up because we needed something for the Ice Age to kind of pound on. You know, he's just a hapless, smallest character that kind of just has to deal with, you know, he's at the bottom of the proverbial, you know, pile, as they say. The Scrat never appeared in the screenplay for Ice Age. It was never written. The Ice Age starts kind of in the fall, and it becomes whiter and whiter as we go. It gets colder and colder. And so we thought, how might we personify the Ice Age? How might we make the Ice Age itself a character? And okay, well, maybe, you know, it's a glacier, you know, Ice Age glaciers. Maybe it's a glacier that's chasing somebody. Okay, cool. Then let's see, who should it be? Who should it be? Well, it should be the smallest character we can think of. And our character designer, Peter DeSev, made this little tiny thing that was, I forget what it was called. There's a long Latin name for this tiny, tiny creature. And it looked like a little squirrel. So we thought, it should be him. It should be the smallest guy. Let's put some saber teeth on that squirrel, and that'll be the guy. So we came up with a sequence where the glacier chases this poor little fellow, and it was one afternoon where we needed to make some sounds for it. So I went into the booth and I made some silly noises, and that's pretty much how I've made a living since. You know what? You know, there are a few rules for Scrat. You know, nothing can come out that sound like words. And he always has to lose. He has to lose at the end of every cartoon. Basically, there's two rules for Scrat. He has to lose. And I kind of like that about him, you know? I like to, every once in a while, when I'm feeling kind of bad about myself, I like to pick someone in the news that's got things worse than I do. And it just, I don't know why, it just makes me feel a little better.
Kind of interesting how he says that Scrat always has to lose. Because if anyone has actually, if you knew about this, that the studio, the Blue Sky Studios, the ones that made the Ice Age movies, went out of business. The last animation they made was actually Scrat getting that acorn. The last animation they had was Scrat getting the acorn and eating it. So at the very end of it, Scrat did win. He got one win. Alright, wave him on up. I think this is Manny.
You coming back in here at the very bottom, and this will be take 2.
You'll die slowly and painfully. Working on Ice Age 2 was very, first of all, I knew the character, so that was fun. It was fun to get back as into Manny. I'm not saying Ice Age 1 wasn't fun, but Ice Age 2 was fun because of the new characters, and also I get a girlfriend. And anytime I can have a girlfriend in a movie, I like it, even if it is animation. Manny is such a mammoth. He's such a curmudgeon, and I had to find the soft moment, but also keep him, you know, you didn't want to make him too wimpy. One truly is the loneliest number. We were in the studio for a while there, you know, trying to find the moment where you saw his heart and all that, and I cried. Manny's the good guy. He's a you know, he's a curmudgeon, but he's got the heart of gold. I want to be a cartoon villain. Yeah. Who's funny though, also. And he also gets a lot of women, cartoon women. My kids love video games, but they're in the movie. I had to give them a line in the movie. I had to make sure they had a line. So that'll be the ultimate, is if they could play the game while watching them. If they could be in the game, I think it would be years of therapy.
I don't know about that last part, but okay. Alright, Dennis Levy. I'm gonna take a guess and say this is... Oh, I'm gonna say this is Diego.
Ice Age is always fun to make, whether it's the sequel or the original. It's just Ray Romano's a very old friend of mine, as is John Leguizamo. So the idea that the three of us are interacting with each other in a giant animated situation just cracks me up, because we all started around the same time. We all kind of knew each other when we had no money. We each do a lot of improv within the framework of what they have. So it's always interesting to come into a session and find out what John has improv or Ray has improv, and then I have to improv something back at them. I just did another improv thing today that they'll have to react to.
You better watch it. You're kind of like popcorn to a saber tooth.
I don't really identify with anybody. I laugh the hardest at John because that character is so funny, and I always picture him doing it. His face screwed up at the microphone, making that voice happen. This is a three-hander. It's John, myself, and Ray. So it's finding the energy. You know, in this case, in Ice Age, the movie was really based on what John came up with as the voice for the sloth. And that's the comic centerpiece of the film. So then around that comes, you know, what Ray does and what I have to supply. In reality, it's always about John. It's always about Sid, and everything revolves around him. My character was pretty easy to come up with, because I had to play the heavy in the first one, and even in this one, it's all about him annoying me. And I've been lucky, because I've been a ladybug and, you know, a saber-toothed tiger. So, you know, it's not bad. It's not parts I would normally get cast in. We usually don't see the movie finalized till we sit down with, you know, John's kids, Ray's kids, my kids, the various nephews and nieces that come. So it's a high-pressure situation, because if the kids don't laugh, then we haven't done our job.
Okay, he didn't talk very much about his character, but you know, I need to talk a little bit, but no. Alright, so that means John has to be Sid then. What does Sid have to say?
The most fun of Ice Age 2 was they wrote me a lot of great jokes, and that was a lot of fun. And also, I think the sequence where the mini sloths worship me, I mean, I don't mind being worshipped. I'm not a narcissist or an egomaniac, but it wasn't bad. Did this great call and response things with the mini sloths, using tribal sounds and just silliness, and I did all kinds of like curly voices, like woo, I say it, and used that. It was really weird and avant-garde and kind of funny. The second one was a little different, because now we really knew our characters. We really knew what we were going for. We found the tone and the comedy in it. And before, it took a long time. It took a couple of years for us to figure out what we were doing and who we were and what we were after. This time it was just like Zoom. It was just a matter more of really getting that story tight.
I'm quaking.
I love animation. I mean, Mel Blanc was my hero. So, I mean, I love cartoon voices, or as now they call it, animated voices. But yeah, I want to continue doing a lot of voices. You know, try to come up with different things. You know, I got Sid, which is, you know, higher, sillier voice like this, you know, and then a high-pitched insanity. And try to do, you know, things with a, you know, much more superhero-type voice, that kind of stuff, going to a deeper, more powerful range. You know, older kind of voices, maybe. Maybe Scottish, I might try some voices. With different types of accents, I might, you know, try it. I used to play back in the day, but, you know, it's just, I don't have time for video games, unfortunately.
I like how all the voice actors so far has sounded like exactly like their characters. Even without putting on the voice, they sound pretty close to them. Alright, Alan Tudyk. I'm gonna guess this is one of the possums. It's Eddie and Crash. I'm gonna say he's Eddie? I don't remember the actual two names, so I'm just gonna say Eddie and Crash. He's Eddie, I'm gonna say.
Can't talk. Too busy eating.
No.
I love doing voices. I would have to say the fructose intolerant bear is more fun than the dodos. They both have a lot of fun. The dodos were fun because they were so stupid.
I get so tired and hungry that I could hardly move.
I was nervous about doing Charlie because I hadn't seen anything and it hadn't been really explained to me. I was just sort of asked to come in and give it a shot. And Queen Latifah was there. And she gave me a big hug and said, "You'll be fine, baby." And that was really pretty much my preparation. It gave me the courage to go in and do Charlie. I play video games probably too much. It's amazing how good young people are at them. Somebody will kill you, and then you'll hear the voice through your TV. "Ha ha, I killed you, you're dead." And at first I thought, wow, this little girl killed me. And then the second time this little girl killed me, I realized, ha ha, you're not dead. Wait a minute, that's a boy. He's got to be like 11, 10, 11 before the change. And it's amazing to me. I love playing it. I love taking them on. I will always lose to 10 and 11-year-olds, but I like to try.
Oh, so hungry.
That was a bit different. But you do you, Alan Tudyk. Alright, Josh Peck. This has to be like Eddie or Crash, right? I know Josh Peck from Drake and Josh, but that's about it, so... I don't know.
Working on Ice Age has just been an amazing pleasure, and I just feel so fortunate to be surrounded by not only this amazing cast, but these group of animators that have sort of revolutionized the way we watch movies. And I fell in love with the first movie when I saw it, so just knowing that I would get to be in Ice Age 2 was like, you know, it was a dream come true. Why not?
Where'd Ellie go?
My inspiration for Eddie was, I guess just a mix of Evel Knievel, because he's just a daredevil, and a little bit of Josh Peck. Just a mix, and some paprika in there, just a little spice it up. Felt like Eddie needed a little extra taste.
We ain't going anywhere.
I'm 100% Eddie, absolutely. If you discount all the stunts, because I didn't learn how to ride a bike until about 3 months ago, and all the vibrato, and all the machismo, and the fact that he's a possum. Other than that, we're identical.
Mess with us, and we'll disease you.
Eddie is sort of the epitome of Napoleon syndrome, I guess. So he's little, but he's a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely.
Of course, Ellie's not a mammoth.
This Ice Age game is just gonna get kids just amazingly hooked into it, and I really love it. But go to sleep at night. You know, don't mess up your bedtimes or anything like that. We're all on the train, so all aboard.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Josh Peck has changed a lot since this. He looks way different nowadays. Alright, Hoffer Collins. Maybe Ellie, but I'm also kind of doubting it. Oh! Never mind, it's literally just this. Okay. This is just an ad for Ice Age 2. Come on. What does books? Ice Age 2 books, okay. I also did not remember these. Where's my acorn? Well, there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed our time with Ice Age 2. And we shall be starting a new Let's Play next week. Till then, bye-bye.